Hey everyone, it's Chaos World here. I've got a Pico Dragon box. If you haven't seen my Doll North haul, I bought about three others other than this one, so I have four in total. I've already built the other ones. I saved this one, however, to make a video with you guys so you guys can just see it being put together. I've only seen one video of someone putting this together, so maybe if the instructions are pretty straightforward, but maybe if you wanted like a little like visual as well of someone doing it, then here it is. Just like a pre-warning, I'm not using anything fancy, like for example, they might suggest, as in like people who want it to look exactly like this, you might suggest getting like some pliers, some scissors, stuff like that, because you have to punch them out, which I'll show you guys and explain. If this will focus, I'll show you guys and explain as we go along, but I'm just using my hands, which work just fine. It still comes out okay. So yeah, that's mostly that. So I'm just gonna open it. Some people, there's a little tab here. Some people use scissors and just cut it. As I said, I have nails right now, so I'm just gonna open it and just stick it there for now. So also, this is the back of the box if you're curious and you haven't seen one before. If it'll focus. Yeah, if you haven't seen one before, that's what it looks like. And these are the sides. It looks just like a book, and it's really cute. So there's that. So these are the parts. So it comes with some instructions. This is a little booklet. Each one is different for each dragon. This is the violet. And also, if you get the special edition, the yellow, this is the one it comes with. It doesn't come with the yellow dragon on it. And as I said, it's pretty straightforward. It explains, and it has pictures, and it has little numbers here, which correspond with the numbers. You can't see very well, but these little tab things where my thumb is, those are numbers, so it corresponds. There's one more thing that should be in here. Always gets stuck. It comes with little decal eyes, and that I will be putting the decal eyes one in the future. However, I'm gonna put glass, and they take 10mm eyes. So that's for reference. Again, people use scissors to cut it open. I literally just rip it open. Might be considered savage, so I don't care. So, just another, like, I guess I wouldn't say disclaimer, but just a let you know type thing. These are, I don't know what kind of plastic, but at the end of the day, they're plastic and they can break. So you don't have to completely baby them, but I wouldn't like go super hard because it can break. So I usually always start with the head. It's the easiest in my opinion. You could start wherever you like, and everyone's gonna find each section different, like for difficulty. I'm just gonna get myself a bit more settled here. So yeah, that's just the little head here. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm gonna be moving, I'd say, rather quickly, but if you want, you could just rewind. It's a video. You can rewind it, pause it, do whatever. So I'm just popping this out. This is going to be the back of the head. Ignore this part just for now. We're just going to deal with these. So there's that. These are ears. Ears. At first I was like, what are those? Because in the picture, at least the illustrations, it looks like one complete thing. So it was a little confusing at first. See, I just broke that part off, but it's not really important. What's important? So you might, I don't know if the camera will show this, but there's a little bit of like a rough edge here. The scissors thing, you can just use the scissors or whatever you like to rub it out. Like the little up. You can use your nail as well and just pull at it and it'll come off. So you're gonna take this here, literally just take an ear, pop it right in there, push it in, you're good. Same with this side, pop it in, you're good. So that's step one. Then you can take this here, there's nothing else to do with it, put the pegs together, pretty straightforward. Sometimes you will need to use a little bit of force to get things together. I'm just letting you know that you don't, try not to put like all your might into it, but you might need a little bit of pressure to put it together. So what I'm going to do next is the horns, and this white part here is the horns. Some dragons differ. Some dragons you have to snap two pieces together to have the horn, to make the horns. Others, like this one, it's already made for you, which I kind of like these ones. I think these ones are my favorite horns so far. So just to show you, there's a hole, there's a peg. So very straightforward. Ears. So now we get to this. So this part, in my opinion, takes a little bit. So this is the jaw. If you haven't seen, this is the jaw. There's little teeth here. This goes literally in this slot right here, straightforward. Some come with extra teeth. That's because some models are a bit flimsy, I found out, with the teeth, and they might break or not fit correctly, so they give you two in the kit. This one just gave me one because from previous experiences that it's pretty sturdy, it's pretty good. So now these are for the eye decals. So something, this is again varies depending on what model you have. I've only found the pink model. It comes, it looks a little different. And if I will eventually, if you're interested, I'll make a review and compare everything. But for these purposes, I'm just going to quickly show you guys. So eye wells in here. There's little notches here and here. So what I'd suggest is lining up the notches first in the eye. So to see before you put the decal on. So this one I'm gonna put like this. Again, if you want to do the glass eye route, then it's 10 millimeters that work. You can experiment with it. Also, this part, at least for me, as I said, each part is different for everyone. Sometimes I have to take the eye out and like readjust it, like the decal, readjust it a few times to get it to look, but today I did it basically perfect, which I'm happy. Almost. I just have to fix this one here. just because the whites of it is not the same as the other one, which is okay. So I'm gonna move them both. And the thing is, like, if you're going to do the eyes get glass eyes anyways, you don't have to make it perfect, you know. But I'm not gonna get the eyes for a little while, so I'm gonna try to make it nice. Okay, so peg, 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 peg. There you go. You just press it in place. In my opinion, there is gapping here. I don't know how hard you would have to push to put it there, but I wouldn't put it too hard if you're going to change the eyes, because you have to pull it back off, and the first time I did it, I pushed it too hard, and I had to struggle for a while to pull the head part off. This is just a little one of those plastics. You can smooth it out with your nail or scissors. I'm just going to leave it for now, but eventually I'm going to do it with scissors and just take that little rough parts out. But yeah, if you're going to change the eyes, I wouldn't suggest putting this part too far, like pushing it too hard to make it flush. It's okay if it has a little gapping for now. Okay, so then I usually do the lower body. So first I do the legs, so these parts of the legs here. I would do one side at a time the first time you do it. Yeah, I would do one side at a time the first time you do it. Okay, so you turn these ones here, and these ones, I turn them over. So basically, I'm going to do this side. You just put it in, line it up, and try to make it as flush as you can to it. It's not perfect, of course, but try to make it as flush as you can. I'm going to try the other foot. Sometimes if it doesn't look like as flush, it might just be the wrong side. Like that fits better, meaning it was just the other side. So you take the peg, peg, peg. This part sometimes is tricky. I usually struggle a little bit with the leg piece. So if it doesn't fit again, might just be the wrong side. Also, like, I'm just doing this like quick version, basically. This one is a little awkwardly shaped. Okay, sorry. Yeah, as I said, the instructions, you could go as slow as you like. This one's a little weird, but anyways, little leg. Ta-da! And again, the line is just the line. You can like do extras and sand and do all that fancy stuff. For this video, I'm just showing the basic putting together of the dragon. None of the fancies. There you go. So now we're going to put the legs onto the lower body. So we're almost there, guys. Okay, inside, peg system. So this one also could be a little bit tricky. So you take the tail part, take the leg, put it over just like that. Rest it on top. Do the other side. Put it over. Rest it on top. The first time I did this, it took me a while to get this. And you just push it together. Now, the bottom, you might have this little bit of gapping here. You can push it harder till it closes. I don't want to break it. I haven't experimented. I usually do it to there, and then I don't push any harder because, as I mentioned previously, it is still plastic at the end of the day. So you don't want to push too hard. This one, I'm gonna go back in the future and fix because just like each one isn't completely perfect. And yeah, this one just needs to get like a little bit sanded down so that it'll mold a bit better. So yeah, that's an example there of that, how it's not perfect. Now for the arms, you gotta do some stringing for the arms. This tripped me up at first because if you don't have any experience with stringing, it could be a little bit challenging. But once, like if you already know how to string, if you already know how to string, it'll be super easy. So top part, starting here with this one, top part, right there, top. Okay. This is mid. Mid. Hands. Okay, now for the arms. So untie it. And then you take this first little bit here, just put it through. Okay, so just make sure you put this little rounded bit right in there. Just like that. Hopefully you can see it okay. Then you take the hand, put it through there. Then after you put it through the hand, you loop it, put it right back through. Then leave it. Then you do the other side. Same thing. Right in there. Loop it. Right through. Now, take the two ends, pull it so the arms are together, just like this. Then you tie it. Once, then twice. Now do it not as tight as you can, but relatively tight. It says apparently in the manual to do it. I took a class and the instructor told us that it does tell you to do it a bit looser. However, you won't be able to pose it very well if you do it loose. So they recommend doing it tight and then just making sure there's a bit of give. Like I could even do it a little bit tighter and just make sure there's a bit of give. Yeah, do not do it loosely. Okay, so make sure the arms are lined up like that. And then we do the top. There. Okay, so you can see. Ta-da. So you take this one. This one is a little bit more curved, but okay, here's the thing, how you know. This one is the one that you use, the peg one. It hooks right there nicely. So you might want to lay it down. You take the arms, push this up. And again, try to look at where your arms are, because if you mess up, you can take this apart really easily. That's why, at least the first time you do it, I would suggest not pushing it together too hard, just in case you make a mistake and you need to take it apart and you don't have to struggle and you might break it and all of that. So I would say put together loosely, but once you've done it a bunch, you can do as much pressure as you want, because you get a feel. So literally, if you put it in there, hold them. That's why I'm saying do it tight, but not too tight, so you can pull it across like that. Give it some tension, and you just close it up. We got some arms. Some nice little arms. Again, for these little white parts, if you can see them, just after this video, I'm just gonna take some scissors and sand it. Again, you can cut them out with the scissors, but you're always gonna get a little bit of sticking out since they are pop outs. So, just warning. So basically with the excess string, put it up into the head. You push it. Oh, normally. And you hear that click. In place. One last step. Wings. If you're going to paint the wings, suggestion to paint the wings before putting it on the doll. The wings are a little bit tricky to take back off. They have two slots like this, and then a slot like this. So the wings, and especially with the pink dragon, the wings are a bit difficult to attach. So I would suggest, if you have the pink dragon, to paint it first. So there you go. Painted. There you go. All done together. As I said, ignore that. I just got to fix it because of that. Anyways. However, other than that, this little dragon's ready to go. I just need some finishing touches, some blushes, accessories, etc. And there you guys go. You got your little dragon together. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.